ਇੰਡੀਜੀਨੀਅਸ ਮਾਨਤਾਵਾਂ ਦੀ ਪੈਰਵੀ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨਸ ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਸਕੂਲ ਸਰਵਾਈਵਰਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ, ਸੰਤਰੀ ਰੰਗ ਦੀਆਂ ਸ਼ਰਟਸ ਪਾ ਕੇ, ਮੂਲ ਵਾਸੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਲਈ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਕਾਰਵਾਈ ਲਈ ਨਿਰਧਾਰਿਤ 94 ਮਾਮਲਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਂ ਵੱਧ ਲਈ ਨਿੱਜੀ ਤੌਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਡੇ ਫॉर ਟਰੁਥ ਐਂਡ ਰਿਕਨਸੀਲੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਮਨਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ।
Thank you, Elder Commanda, for your words, for your leadership, for your prayers, for gathering us here today in this beautiful land. Thank you, Grand Chief McGregor, for your leadership, for your strength, and for representing not just leadership, but youth as we look to the future and acknowledge the past. Elder Lavinia, as you shared your words and recognized the teddy bears and the empty shoes. Nakumik, Kuyanamik, for your leadership. And thank you for that reflection that all of us, need to hold these stories in our hearts, in our understanding, not just as we reflect on reconciliation, but as we reflect on this country we all grew up in, this country we live in, but mostly this country we choose to create every single day. Elder Jimmy DeRoche, you reminded us that the stories we tell about ourselves, about our community, the stories we tell to our children and grandchildren as we tuck them into bed, about who they are, about where they come from, about what they might be later in life, are incredibly important.
ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਡੇ ਫॉर ਟਰੁਥ ਐਂਡ ਰਿਕਨਸੀਲੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਾਠਕ੍ਰਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਝ ਅਹਿਮ ਤਬਦੀਲੀਆਂ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ। ਇਸ ਤਹਿਤ ਅਗਲੇ 2 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਕਲਾਸ ਤੋਂ ਤੀਜੀ ਕਲਾਸ ਤੱਕ ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਸਕੂਲ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਦੀ ਜਾਣ ਪਛਾਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੂਲ ਵਾਸੀਆਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ।
Yeah, we've been very clear, which is why for the second year in a row during COVID-19, we've provided over $380 million to school boards to ensure we can deliver on the distancing that is recommended by public health. In addition to the layered approach our government has taken by stepping up in a big way our ventilation improvements in all schools in this province with 70,000 HEPA units in place within our learning spaces, the fact that our HVAC systems, there's literally been $600 million of investment to improve our mechanical ventilation as well. So we are following the best advice of the Chief Medical Officer of Health. We have put in place the funding to ensure distancing, indoor masking, enhanced cleaning, a strict screening protocol before a child enters the school. And we're looking at additional ways by which we can continue to support safe and open schools. And of course, we want to make sure that our classrooms remain safe. We're obviously pleased to hear the Chief Medical Officer of Health confirm that so far our school system has been resilient. And we want to make sure that we keep these schools open. We know how important it is for the mental and physical health of children.
Follow up?
You say that money has been set aside for spacing and teachers, but that's not the reality of what's happening on the ground. Students are in classrooms with more than 30 students. Children are being told they can't move from their seats because the classroom is too small to social distance. What do you want to say to parents who say that this government are again failing students and putting their health and safety at risk?
Well, I think what I'd note to families in Ontario is the Chief Medical Officer of Health of our province has endorsed the protocol. He's called it cautious by design and world class. Those are his words. And the result of that protocol, that cautious protocol, is that we have children in our province, 2 million no less, learning each and every day in safe schools. With major investment in air ventilation, where we have deployed 70,000 HEPA units within our classrooms, where we've improved the HVAC systems within mechanically ventilated schools. We have 3-ply high-quality masks provided for our students, and likewise high-quality PPE for our staff.
ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਦੀ ਮੋਡਰਨਾ ਵੈਕਸੀਨ ਲੈਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਿਲ ਦੀ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿਲੱਖਣ ਮਾਮਲਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਜ਼ਾਫਾ ਹੋਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ 18 ਤੋਂ 24 ਸਾਲ ਉਮਰ ਵਰਗ ਦੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਲਈ ਫਾਈਜ਼ਰ ਬਾਇਓਨਟੈਕ ਦੇ ਟੀਕਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸਿਫਾਰਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ। ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਉਮਰ ਵਰਗ ਦੇ ਪੁਰਸ਼ਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਮਾਇਓਕਾਰਡਿਟਿਸ ਤੇ ਪੈਰੀਕਾਰਡਿਟਿਸ ਦੇ ਮਾਮਲਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਾਧਾ ਪਾਏ ਜਾਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਹੀ ਅਜਿਹਾ ਆਖਿਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ।
In regards to the proof of vaccination requirements, it's been a week since the proof of vaccination requirements for patrons to enter certain settings came into effect in Ontario. And I want to thank all Ontarians and Ontario businesses for their patience and their support. There have been and will be growing pains for any new program, but we will help ensure that the very businesses that will require proof of vaccination are able to stay open and stay safe, both for their customers and their workers. It's important to remember that proof of vaccination requirements help to increased vaccination uptake while also mitigating COVID-19 transmission to protect and save lives. They will also help mitigate the likelihood of future restrictions. In the faut pas oublier, our plan has always been a slow and steady reopening of the province that can be sustained, and proof of vaccination requirements are one tool we can use to ensure this remains the case. We have seen positive trends continue over the past week, both for first and second dose vaccine uptake. So thank you to everyone for having proof of vaccination at the ready. Thank you to the businesses for having diligence for checking that those entering and going inside your establishments are vaccinated. And thank those who have recently made the choice to get vaccinated. Collectively, we are making our communities safer. Next topic is for Pfizer recommendations under 25. As we continue to push for our vaccination rates to increase, we have made the decision to issue a preferential recommendation for the use of the Pfizer vaccine for individuals aged 18 to 24 years of age. This decision was made out of an abundance of caution due to a very small but observed increase of pericarditis or myocarditis following vaccination with Moderna as compared to the Pfizer vaccine in this age group, particularly amongst males.
ਲੀਸਾਈਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਕੰਡੋਮੀਨੀਅਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੱਗੀ ਅੱਗ ਕਾਰਨ ਇੱਕ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗ ਮਹਿਲਾ ਦੀ ਮੌਤ ਹੋ ਗਈ। ਲੇਅਰਡ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਤੇ ਐਂਗਲਿੰਗਟਨ ਐਵਨਿਊ ਨੇੜੇ ਮਿਲਵੁੱਡ ਰੋਡ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਥਿਤ ਇੱਕ ਇਮਾਰਤ ਦੀ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਮੰਜ਼ਿਲ ਉੱਤੇ ਅੱਗ ਲੱਗਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਫਾਇਰ ਅਮਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਮੌਕੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸੱਦਿਆ ਗਿਆ। ਇੱਕ ਮਹਿਲਾ ਨੂੰ ਨਾਜ਼ੁਕ ਹਾਲਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਲਿਜਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਮਹਿਲਾ ਦੀ ਮੌਤ ਹੋ ਗਈ। ਉਸ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਦਾ ਸਹੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗ ਸਕਿਆ ਹੈ।
I feel terrible about it. The owner, look at it, he spent his life putting it together. So this is my life. This is where I work. Now it's gone to the, now what do I do?
I don't have the details on that, just that they identified a person and gave a physical description, and I believe did follow them a little bit of the way, so they notified police once they were on scene.
Roughly 10 homes were evacuated with families provided temporary accommodation, and traffic in the area was disrupted as a result of the blaze, which officials say wasn't the first for the facility, as there were two others, one in 2011 and 2014. They say they're working to find out more about this blaze currently.
But we do not know what was inside that building at this time, because we have not had a chance to enter the structure, and no one will be entering that structure because of the safety concerns.
We are set up. If there had been another fire, we simply would have responded. But what it does is that you are stretching that elastic, and it can only go so far. Our crews are simply taxed. We fight fires here in the city of Winnipeg that is unparalleled.
ਬਲਾਕ ਕਿਊਬਿਕੁਆ ਦੇ ਆਗੂ ਨੇ ਆਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਅਗਲਾ ਸੈਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਨਿੱਜੀ ਹਾਜ਼ਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਆਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਟੀਕਾਕਰਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਘਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਪਲਾਂਸ਼ੇ ਨੇ ਆਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਕਾਰਵਾਈ ਜਲਦੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਵੈਕਸੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਵਾ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਐਮਪੀਜ਼ ਇਨ ਪਰਸਨ ਇਸ ਦੀ ਕਾਰਵਾਈ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਲੈਣ।
Many of the parties had already said during the election, and I think yours included, that all of your members or the people who were going to be elected were going to be fully vaccinated. So one would possibly think that this means that this falls to some conservatives who have either refused to say whether or not they're fully vaccinated or not. So if not hybrid, then what should happen to these conservative members? And do you think that this unfairly targets them?
They get fully vaccinated or they stay home. But the parliament should not come back under any kind of hybrid formation or with work, because I think it might have been necessary and legitimate as a way to proceed a few months or a year ago. But now we know that we can go on with the way this building is supposed to work, and we should not refrain from doing so because a few person don't believe that the vaccine works. This belongs to another century.